BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. If you are using the Vivaldi web browser on desktop, do yourself a favor and head over to your menu, help, and check for updates, as Vivaldi has rolled out the latest security fixes from the Chromium project, which are very important security fixes that started rolling out for the Chromium platform earlier this week, and that's because the Vivaldi web browser is based on the open source Chromium platform. Now, before we get into those all-important security fixes, this is the 5th point release for version 5.4, which is the latest stable release for Vivaldi for desktop. And if we just head over to the About page, the browser has now been updated once this update has been applied to version 5.4.2753.45. It's just a point release update for the actual browser. 0.45, there's no major new features or any major changes with this point release update. And that point release update actually includes 2 improvements to the Vivaldi web browser for desktop. And the first is if you are using Vivaldi on Linux, there's been a media improvement. They've changed the proprietary codecs. And also then for all platforms, there's been a tab. For your tabs, there's been an improvement there where the X tab stacks appearance doesn't get updated until you select it again. So that's just 2 improvements that have rolled out for that point release, and with that point release to the actual browser. Now, to mention the Chromium platform, it's still sitting at version 104, and the latest Chromium stable release rolled out earlier this week, version 105, but nonetheless, that's still at 104.0.5112.112, and once again, it's this little 112 which contains those important security updates from the Chromium platform. And just to mention those quickly, there were 24 security fixes that rolled out to address 24 security vulnerabilities. And out of those, one of those is critical, which is your highest rated vulnerability, which is use after free in network service. And the use after free is a common vulnerability and flaw in the Chromium-based web browsers. And then we also get 9 high severity flaws and vulnerabilities that have been patched and addressed with this important security update. Once again, most of those flaws are use after free, but there is a heap buffer overflow in screen capture, inappropriate implementation in site isolation, and there's also an insufficient validation of untrusted input in V8, and that's the V8 JavaScript engine in the Chromium platform. So most of those vulnerabilities for the critical and the high-risk vulnerabilities are use after free once again. So as mentioned, very important to check your browser is up to date, just to make sure that the browser is patched, as it is your first line of defense to the online world. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.